You're making people very uncomfortable.
Who am I?
At this point, this is a verbal trespass. We're going to have to ask you to leave. If you refuse, which you might well, we'll just call CPD and you'll just end up waiting here until everything.
May I have your name?
I will not be answering any questions.
May I have your name?
At this time, you are trespassing.
Do you work for the public?
I am not a law enforcement officer.
Okay.
I do not need to provide you my name.
Last chance. You're getting locked up. You leave now or you're getting locked up.
Hello. Yeah, may I have your name and your badge number?
Here we go again. Another auditor arrested because a cop is ignorant of the First Amendment. Welcome back to ℍᴇᴅ Valley Transparency. This video comes to you by way of We the Bosses. His links will be provided for you as always. This First Amendment audit is conducted at the Chicago Housing Authority. I always thought it was funny how they use the word authority for this agency. This city agency gets federal funding to help people with housing. They help with paying the portion of people's rent with programs like Section 8. The Chicago Housing Authority is a municipal not-for-profit corporation governed by a board of commissioners, consisting of 10 members. Commissioners are appointed by the mayor. The lobby of this building is open to the public. There are pamphlets and applications to pick up inside the lobby. When you make an appointment and it's your time to be seen, they take you to the back to fill out the paperwork and/or go to orientations. This video is a massive shit show of entitled and ignorant public servants seemingly overthrowing the foundation of freedom the Constitution provides to keep government in check. This man was treated with disrespect. They were discourteous and rude. He was nothing but cordial and polite. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you're the nicest kind of auditor who don't swear, or an asshole like me that cusses up a storm. These servants still think they're your boss. Let's check out this video. We'll pause for comments and I'll see you at the end.
Yeah, I'm okay. This the Chicago Housing Authority? Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you. Do you guys have a supervisor around? Is there a supervisor here? Do you have any kind of supervisor? My concern, I just wanted to see if I can speak with anyone here about an issue. Any? No, I'm just, no, I'm not. That's the only way I can speak with someone. I have to call them, so no one can come down here and speak with me. No? Okay. All right. Can I not film in here? Oh, are you a supervisor?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
Yes,
What?
you have to ask permission to film in here, please.
No, that's not true. That's
Don't film me. I don't want to be filmed. I don't want to be in your camera.
okay. I mean, if you're gonna be rude,
Neither did she.
if you're gonna be rude about it, then I'm gonna record everything. Okay?
Something related to some help.
I just had questions for any supervisor that's present.
Fill out the sheet and somebody will come and check with you in a minute. But can you please point that camera elsewhere?
Ma'am, if you keep telling me to do that, then I'm not going to do that. All right? I have a right to record in public.
I'm asking you
Okay.
not to film me
Okay.
personally.
Okay.
Okay? So
All right.
can you please point that elsewhere? If you don't have any business with CHA.
Okay.
If you do, you have questions, you'll have to fill out the thing. Please turn that camera off, sir.
Ma'am, the more you
Okay, can you call security up upstairs?
okay.
Did you have an appointment?
I don't need an appointment to be here, ma'am.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
If you need some help, you can go ahead and fill out a sheet.
Okay.
And please point that camera elsewhere.
Actually, that's part of the reason that I'm here to do an employee conduct check, and so far you've
I want to give a quick shout out to Bay Area Transparency, who is the first one that I've ever heard call it a employee conduct check. Whether you want to call it a First Amendment audit or employee conduct check, these are unofficial terms. We can also call it a First Amendment protected activity, which is what it is. I definitely do like that term though, employee conduct check. It sounds legit.
you're proving me right. She's barking orders at me not to record in public. Ma'am, what's your name? Ma'am, what's your name?
Please don't come in here. Can you step away? I asked you more than once not to film it.
What's your name?
Thank you. Have a good day.
No? Did you call the security person? You did? Okay.
How's it going, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
If you want to record me as I'm speaking.
I'm sorry?
This is a private building. You're making people very uncomfortable.
This guy right here looks and sounds confident, but he doesn't know what he's talking about. Once a private building leases space to the government, if that government agency has a public lobby, that building is open to the public. Not the entire building, just the public lobby that the government agency is using.
Who am I?
At this point, this is a verbal trespass. We're going to have to ask you to leave. If you refuse, which you might will, we'll just call CPD and you'll just end up waiting here until everything.
May I have your name?
I will not be answering any questions.
May I have your name?
At this time, you are trespassing.
Do you work for the public?
I am not a law enforcement officer.
Okay.
I do not need to provide you my name.
Do you work for the public?
I just said I am not a law enforcement officer.
It doesn't matter.
I do not need to provide you any information.
If you work for the public, you need to identify yourself when you engage a member of the public.
This time you are trespassing.
Okay.
Please leave the building.
This is public property.
This is not public property.
Listen.
This building is privately owned.
Okay, it's privately owned?
This entity is public.
Exactly.
But this building is privately owned.
You just answered my
This
question.
land is privately owned.
I am telling you this is
This
public
time
property.
It's trespassing.
You can't trespass me from public property.
If you comment on one, you can feel free to stand around until they arrive.
Do what you want to do. I'm telling you this is not private property. Okay? You need to understand that.
Believe what you want, sir.
The fact that you're ignorant about that is telling. It's telling. It might be a private building, but CHA, like you said, is a public entity. So that makes this space a public space. All right?
Yep. Just
Okay?
any reason why you came today?
Just to see how you respond to members of the public that want to observe you during the course of your duties. And so far, you've proven that you have no idea what the what the rights of the members of the public
you are
are.
trespassing.
Okay.
Anytime you're willing to leave.
I heard you the first time.
Might be 15, 20 minutes before CPD.
I heard you the first time.
Let me point something out really quick, folks, and this is important. You see the attitude on this guy? He thinks he's in charge. He can tell people what to do. Look at what he says behind his head. Chicago Housing Authority. Why do they need to have authority over housing? It makes absolutely no sense. The way our public servants are treating the people right now isn't on accident, folks. It's by design. This is why it's important to do what we do.
You have a good day. Maybe they can educate you that I have a right to be here.
No. They're going to ask you to leave as well.
Okay. We'll wait for them and see what happens. And be more professional.
So why CHA this time?
Oh, why CHA this time? Because CHA is a public entity.
So you're just an auditor for all public agencies?
I'm sorry?
You're just an auditor for all public agencies?
Every government agency. Yeah.
Cool.
Every government agency.
Well, you're perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Just stand by.
Sounds good.
Try not to bother anybody.
All I do is record. People actually bother me. It's the other way around. Okay. What's your name again? Are you still not going to identify yourself? Even though you're a public
I
servant?
don't need to.
Okay, I'm going to FOIA your name then. I can get your name.
No, yeah, you can definitely.
Right. But it's more professional to identify yourself to members of the public.
I know we need to answer your questions.
This dude comes out wearing a badge and acting like an authoritarian, but says he doesn't have to identify. Who is he, Jeremy DeWitt?
It look like I'm doing Get the over before you find out. Stop pretending you're a police officer.
You at least have to identify yourself. So I know who I'm speaking with. I'm sorry?
I do not need to answer your questions.
That's your right. That's your right. I'm just saying it's unprofessional. That's all I'm saying. It's unprofessional. You can choose not to speak with me, of course, but that's unprofessional.
I understand.
Can I have your name?
No.
I can have your name. Are you a public employee?
I work over here. So.
Well, are you employed by the public? Was my question.
However,
Which is
once
a public.
again, we do not need to answer your questions.
Okay. Well, that's all you have to say. Right. He said he was with you. He didn't say he wasn't going to answer my question. But that's unprofessional. When you engage members of the public that pay your salary, you need to identify yourself. I'm sure it's in your policy to ID yourself to the public. You also need to have a badge. You also need to be wearing a badge on you. That's how we know that you're a public servant. For all I know, you could be anyone off the street. I can't identify you. You don't have an ID badge. How do I even know that you are who you say you are? Think about that for a second. This is why we do what we do. See how you guys respond to the people that pay your salary. Okay?
Perfectly fine.
We are your bosses.
It's your absolute right to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
However, private building.
Private building, public entity.
Private land.
Once this private property rented the space to CHA, it becomes public.
That'd be different.
This is a lobby. This is a lobby.
At a police station, CPD owns that building.
Yeah, you're very uneducated about that.
Right.
All right, inform yourself. All right. How long have you worked for CHA? So same story, guys. Still encountering public employees that think because so guys, I think they have called the police and we are going to wait for the police and hopefully they will get educated today that we have a right to be here and observe them. So are you the supervisor? Are you the supervisor?
I'm a deputy chief.
You're deputy chief?
I'm safety and security. Yeah.
Okay, they will not identify themselves.
I'm sorry?
They will not identify themselves when I ask them for their names.
They don't have to.
They don't have to? You don't have that in your policy? That public employees have to identify to
when we
members of
have,
the public? They don't even have a badge on. How do I know they work for CHA?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
How can I take his word for it that he works for CHA? How can I identify that? He could be anyone off the street.
Like you?
Yeah, like me. Yeah. Like
but I know him.
Immediately, this overweight man acts disrespectful and rude. And yes, anyone off the streets can come into this building, ask for an application. So this guy calls himself Deputy Chief. Big old Deputy Chief right here. You can easily tell that these guys are bored, sitting on their behinds all day long, looking for people to pick on.
I know who he is.
Yeah,
he works for me, so I'm good with that.
Okay, but the members of the public are not good with that. That's what you fail to understand. We need to be able to identify you guys when we walk in here as public employees.
No, that's not true, though.
That's not true? Yeah, but he doesn't have one.
He has it.
Okay, he just pulled it out of his pocket.
That's all we need.
Why didn't he do that the first time? Just be more professional. That's all I'm asking. He wasn't. Being professional is identifying yourself when you encounter a member of the public. That's being professional. All right? And so far, you're not setting a good example. That's shameful. That's shameful. Oh, absolutely right.
You're going to stand over here.
Absolutely right.
This is private.
Oh, come on.
You're going to stand over here.
Don't go there. This is all public
You're not-
space.
No, it's not. You're not allowed to walk past this area.
This is for our residents. This is for our employees.
Okay.
This is for the public. Did you check in?
I don't have to check in.
Yes, you do.
I don't
Now,
have
that
to
is
check
policy. So I would prefer you go over there.
It is policy. It's not law. I go by the law. Policy is for the employees here.
Okay.
All right.
So just so you also understand.
Okay.
I don't approve you recording me.
Oh, you're in public. You have no expectation of privacy in public. Don't you know that?
No. But can I record you?
And there it is, folks. Undeniable proof that this big old deputy chief has no idea what he's talking about. You can't be in here with the camera. I don't give you permission to record me. You have to leave this public area. We're going to call the cops and have them arrest you.
Oh, you can. But the thing is, absolutely, there are cameras here. But the difference is, you're in your public capacity, and whatever you do becomes public record.
Right.
So when you do that, I'm going to request that. I'm going to FOIA request that, and you're on notice now. Do not delete that when you record me.
Okay.
You're on notice.
So you don't mind me recording you? I'd just like to show the police the video.
Yeah, they're here.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
they're here.
I'll just record you.
Yeah, they're
But
here.
you're not going to go past this.
Oh, I already did.
Thank you.
Okay. He said I couldn't be over here. Ma'am, I'm not gonna record you. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for you.
So,
Well, nice to meet you.
Sir, you gotta go. Okay?
I have to go. I have to go? And why is that? May I have your name first? Dolan?
Sergeant Dolan here.
What's your badge number?
177 now.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, you can't, if there is need to leave, you have to leave.
Sir, this is public space. Okay? The only way they can ask me to leave a public space is if I violate the law. Okay? If I commit a crime, that's when you can trespass someone from public property. Simply being here recording and exercising my First Amendment right to record public employees, and the courts have established that we can come in and record you and every one of them during the course of their duties. So just because they don't like it doesn't mean they have the right to kick me out of here.
well, unfortunately,
Okay.
when I gave you the warning that you're not allowed to go into an employee area, you did.
Sir, this is a public
so
space.
that's why now you're
This is a,
Only certain parts are public. Certain
Okay.
parts are not.
okay. If you're going to go that way, for any space in public to be deemed inaccessible to the public, it has to be clearly marked restricted. If it's not marked,
Well, I think the employees are telling you.
oh no, it has to be officially marked.
Sir,
It has
sir,
to be officially marked.
If you don't leave,
Okay.
you're gonna get arrested.
I'm going to get arrested
Yeah.
for being in
You're
the
gonna sign complaints for criminal violence.
for being in a public space that where I have the right
This
to
is
be.
not a public space. Where you went was not public.
Where?
That's fine.
Okay,
We'll work
where's
with you. That's fine.
where's the restriction? Where's the signs that says restricted? That's the only way you can restrict my movement in a public space It has to be. There have to be a sign that says it's restricted.
Any problems
Okay.
getting me locked up?
All right. Okay, go ahead and violate my rights under United States Codes.
120.
You cannot construe a constitutionally protected activity into a crime.
Squad, I need a two-man unit over to.
And yeah, get your supervisor, please.
Stand here and, we had a subject, for criminal trespass to CHA property when he's.
Get your supervisor. I need your supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
Get your supervisor. I'm officially asking for your supervisor.
I don't have anything to put it off. Anybody, 10-4 units from up here?
You have to get your supervisor when I ask for one. Because you're about to violate my First Amendment right to freely record in public.
Squad, do we have any other citywide units and one that can help out?
Any other units and one that can look to keep them here, help out, ready to come here?
The courts have ruled that you cannot construe a constitutionally protected activity into a crime. I am exercising my First Amendment right to record in public. And you have just threatened me with arrest for exercising my rights.
Where did he go? Back here.
Just to be clear, there are no signs here that says restricted.
I advised you on your video.
So there has to be a sign. You can just tell me it's restricted without it actually being restricted. All right? Make sure I get your name.
2-4. Are you on?
What you should be doing, sir, is upholding your oath to the Constitution that you swore to. You swore an oath to defend the U.S. Constitution, and that includes my First Amendment right. And so far, you are violating your oath. You're violating your oath to the Constitution. Loud and clear. I have it on camera.
So I'm going to advise you again, you're going to have to check it. That is protocol.
That may be your policy.
Why don't you come on over here and sign in?
That may be your policy. I mean, if I can sign in, I don't have to give you my name. I can sign in.
No, the policy.
No, the policy says sign in. The policy doesn't say I should give you my ID. Right?
It is actually.
No, I'm going to stand over here.
Well, then now you are trespassing. At least if you go sign in, you have an argument.
Yeah.
But now you're refusing to sign in. So.
All right, let's go that route. Sign it. What is this?
All right, folks, let's read what it says here. A random person hands me a paper that suddenly and arbitrarily declares the office closed for the entire day, even though the doors were wide open when I walked in. With no such signs posted anywhere and no one mentioning that for the entire time, I was there until this instance. And this is how this office is going to try to justify their actions? This should be illegal, folks.
So why were people here? You know where that needs to be? Outside. That needs to be outside.
Doesn't really need that.
And there were clients here when I came in, so I have it all on camera. And I'm signed in now, so. So the sergeant here thinks that he could take me to jail for exercising my First Amendment right, and he will learn the hard way. He will learn the hard way that he cannot do that. Did you call your supervisor, like I asked?
Hey, I'm just trying to get clarification. Is the car, the train stopped at North Incline or is left North Incline? For the first one, right? Okay, 828 Captain train still in motion.
Last chance. Otherwise you're getting locked up. You leave now or you're getting locked up.
Okay, watch. Hold on, one more stop.
With 120.
Did you call your supervisor?
I need to be one. Yes, there was 120.
You have to call your supervisor when I ask for one, sir.
8234.
34?
34, 82 for
So this sign that you guys just put up, why did you just put up that sign? Hello. Yeah, may I have your name and your badge number?
Very bright in front of the
Don't interfere with my.
It's right there.
Okay.
Go ahead, I agree with that.
It's just a little tight. It's a little tight. Okay. It's supposed to be tight.
All right, folks, here are my final thoughts. Over and over again, we keep presenting to you videos of why it's important to know your rights. Cops are given a gun and a badge and that uniform, but before they do, they raise their hand and swear an oath to the Constitution. The sad thing is, through our videos, we've been able to discover the patterns of cops not really knowing the oath that they swear to in order to get that job. People are getting arrested left and right. Recently, in Fort Worth, Texas, Carolina and Fort Worth YouTube channel, the nice woman was out there recording, and the cop picked her up, slammed her on her head, and tried to crack the pavement with her. Why is this happening, folks? Because cops are not made to know the oath that they swear to. To protect and serve has to be the biggest hoax perpetrated on the American people in the history of this country. Cops swear an oath to the Constitution, but do not even know the first 5 elements of the First Amendment. Cops swear an oath to the Constitution, but do not even know the first 5 fundamental freedoms of the First Amendment. Keep in mind that the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, these documents don't give us our rights. We were born with natural rights. The Founding Fathers wrote that into those documents to limit the scope of authority that government has over we the people. And no, we're not asking to get rid of government. We're not anti-police. The only thing we the people could ask for is that cops actually know the oath that they swear to in order to get that job, so that we don't keep seeing arrests like this and violent arrests like that of Carolina and Fort Worth. And because we've discovered that cops are not being properly trained or made to know the Constitution, we've had to go out on the streets and teach cops so that they don't violate people's rights. What we're going to do now is teach it to you so that when you see a cop, you can teach a cop. And make sure you record it, folks. You have the freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, and freedom to petition your government for a redress of grievances. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you go subscribe to We the Bosses. Let them know I sent you. I do believe this case will be dropped if he keeps fighting it. All right, folks, I'll see you over in this comment section. Peace.